Good evening. Thank you very much for having such a nice group here tonight. It's a pleasure for me to see you. I am running for place 3 on the Texas Supreme Court. Now that's a place that's an open seat. The justice there is retiring. So there are a number of judges that are running for this seat. So the question before you then will be, why you and how do we pick a Supreme Court justice? And the answer to that is 3 things. Number 1, conservative Republican values. Number 2, experience. And number 3, vision. So let me talk very briefly about those 3 things. As far as Republican values, I grew up in a Republican household. My dad was actually the Republican chair of Limestone County. If you know the city Mahia, that is actually where I'm from. If you know how to spell it, you know where it is. All right, so that's where I'm from. My dad was the Republican chair when the only other Republicans were the Flats. You may have heard of Dickie Flatt, who has endorsed me, by the way. Anyway, I grew up handing out Republican literature, really to not much avail, but we grew up handing out Republican literature, so I've been basically Republican all my life. When I got to San Antonio, I was a precinct chair, I was an election judge, before I ever ran for judge. So that's kind of my Republican values. I came from a Republican household, and I hold that very dearly. Secondly, experience. I graduated from Baylor Law School, and I clerked for the Texas Supreme Court. And after that, I spent 20 years in private practice in San Antonio, doing all kinds of cases from all over the state. And enjoyed that practice very much, but then was lucky enough, I was appointed to the district court bench, where I was a trial judge. And there I heard all kinds of cases, from family law to contracts to personal injury, and enjoyed that very much. At the same time, I also served as an adjunct professor teaching at St. Mary's Law School. So I teach 1 course a year for the past 15 years to law students. So I then became an appellate judge, and I've been there and enjoyed it very much. So that's my experience. My vision is for an efficient and productive court, and I would greatly appreciate your consideration. Again, I'm Rebecca Simmons for the Texas Supreme Court. Thank you.